Hey everybody. So now, as many of us are hunkered down in our homes with our families, it'd be a good time to talk about family, which is, for most of us, all we have right now. The church calls the family the domestic church, and with good reason. That's because the family is the first context in which we come to know God. This is also why the church, talking universal here, is so interested in making our domestic churches holy. Because if we can get faith, hope, and especially love right there, it's much easier to get it right in the world. And that may sound nice and easy, but you as well as I know, it's not. Let's face it, some of the hardest people to practice this self-sacrificing love on are the people sitting in our living room right now, or the spouse sleeping in your bed. But there's no excuses. The domestic church, our family, is where we must begin and practice this daily heroic act of love. God's love, over and over again. And I'll say, when I mention heroic love, I'm not talking about riding in on a chariot and swooping your wife to freedom. Heroic acts of love don't need to be big or grandiose in style. Working on our own selfishness, for instance, or greed, right under our own roof, could be the place to start. Read more of St. Therese of Lisieux and St. Teresa of Calcutta for the little way of holiness. And you may say, well, John, I can get onto this whole heroic love thing when me and my family aren't so stressed and anxious and worried. But it doesn't work like that. Now, even amidst all of this chaos, is the perfect time to renew ourselves in this kind of love. Our families need it. You know, for me, being home most of the day, I'm being given opportunity after opportunity to practice this kind of love. And I bet you are too. Now, I don't get it right all the time. I don't get it right some of the time, as I'm realizing how difficult this really is. In fact, I'll give you an example. So yesterday, I lifted the trash out of the can in our kitchen. I know, heroic. Now, did I take it to the bin? No. I set it right next to the trash can and thought I'd do that later. Well, 30 minutes later, as I'm heroically playing laser tag with my son, I hear my daughter yelling that our dog is ripping apart the trash. Right? Total fail. I was lazy. Thinking of myself, thinking of keeping my laser tag winning streak alive. Wasn't thinking of what could happen 30 minutes later. And that's just one silly example, but you get the point. It's precisely in those small and seemingly insignificant acts where God can dwell if we allow him. Yes, even in an act as ridiculous as moving the trash to the bin. As I'm fond of saying right now, friends, God is still speaking. In these times, especially these times, and he's looking to unleash his heroic love on our domestic churches around the world. That starts with us. That starts today. Pray for me, friends, and know I'm praying for you. God bless you.